Thanks for joining live, or maybe you'll listen to this recording later. But thanks for connecting in virtual time and space with me and with each other. Anne and I were just having a conversation of, just what life is like right now and the uncertainty of all of it. And I've been thinking a lot about this concept of just feeling uncertain and feeling groundless and sort of not knowing what's going to happen and how it's all going to turn out and when things are going to change. And I feel like that's all it is on the news, is speculating what's going to happen. And I had a teacher, a philosophy teacher, that would talk about, I don't know why he would say this, but he would say you can only ever see 3/4 of the moon. But I never understood why he said 3/4, because I did a little research and I think it's more like 50%, not 3/4. So I'm not sure where he got the 3/4. But the point is, we'll only know so much. There's so much more in life that's not yet revealed, or we don't yet know. And part of the practice of yoga and mindful living is being okay with that. And we do what we can to feel grounded, to feel connected, to feel sort of calm and stable, but yet things are very uncertain, and we're really seeing that right now in life. So I'm sort of thinking of this time as, this is a really good time to practice yoga, to practice mindfulness, to practice this type of philosophy that yoga offers. So I'm thinking of this period as a really good training ground. Because if we can do this, we'll be able to kind of handle anything that comes our way in terms of uncertainty, unknown, and this feeling of groundlessness. So as you practice today, keep this in mind of, yes, I'm going to do what I can. We're going to do a lot of core stuff, so I'll do what I can to kind of feel grounded, to feel connected, to feel stable, but yet there's so much more that I don't know, or maybe a pose feels a little kind of out there or scary or just unstable and you're not sure of. And that's the point. That's kind of how life is, and that's what this moment is teaching us to practice. So again, thank you for being here. You can close your eyes if you haven't done so already. And we always begin class with connecting with our breath. And our breathing is one of those things that can help us feel grounded, feel connected, feel stable. We can become aware of our breath. So it can help us to feel safe and certain, even when life is very uncertain and ungrounded. So just enjoy your breath as it moves in and out. Inhale, exhale. Very slow, long breaths. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, palms touching. We'll sing the sound Om one time. You're welcome to join in or simply listen. Please exhale completely. Take a full breath in. May the fruits of our practice be for the upliftment of all beings. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. And may all beings know true joy and love and the causes of true joy and love. Thanks so much, guys. You can open your eyes. And let's start. You're going to come to lay on your backs to begin. So lay on your back. Bend your knees. Have your feet flat on the floor. And you're going to place your hands, a lot of you guys have done this with me before, you're going to place your hands right inside the front of the pelvic bones, kind of right inside the bone where the tissue gets a little bit softer, where you have muscle. And you're going to try to flex your belly muscles and engage your core so that that area underneath your hands gets kind of tense and hard. You'll hold it for about 5 seconds and then relax. Your back stays flat on the floor, contracting, holding about 5 seconds and then relaxing. If you're not quite sure if you're doing it, if you lift your head up off the floor, you'll feel that that area gets a little bit hard. And then you'll try to engage it without lifting your head off the floor. This is something called your transverse abdominis. It's your deepest core muscle. It will give you support and grounding and stability in the poses. So we're going to learn lots of different ways and do lots of different core things to engage this area. So you can stay right here and work on engaging, holding, and relaxing. I'm going to give you lots of options to make it a little bit more challenging. Do what allows you to feel like you're engaged and strong, but also challenged. So the next option would be to start just marching. Lift right foot up, bring it back down, lift left foot up. So alternating, just sort of like you're marching back and forth, your back stays flat, your pelvis stays level. If that feels pretty easy, you can lift up with one leg, up with the other leg, so both legs are up, and then down with one leg, down with one leg. So I call this up, up, down, down. The whole time your back is flat, your core is strong. Up, up, down, down. If you're like, that feels pretty easy, you can lift both feet up and hold. Core is strong. Keep both feet lifted, but just tap one heel down. Bring it back up, tap the other heel down. Now as I tap my heel down, I'm not bending my knee anymore. I'm keeping the same angle of my knee bend. So the movement's coming from my hip as I extend the leg in front of me. Now the straighter you go in the legs, the more challenging it is. So some of you might be able to straighten the leg all the way out as you reach it forward, or keep that bend. Again, you want to keep your back flat and you want that engagement of those muscles on the inside of the pelvis as you do this. The last option would be to reach the arms straight up. Whichever leg kicks forward, the opposite arm reaches back. So lots of different variations. You choose the one, again, that you feel grounded and strong, but also maybe a little challenged. Like this is a little uncertain, this is a little challenging, little groundlessness feeling. Hang in there. Again, back is flat, core is strong, breath is steady. Got about 15 more seconds, whichever option you're choosing. Make sure you are even on each side. You've done an even amount, and then you're going to place your feet back on the floor. Feel the sensation. Your core might feel like it's on fire a little bit, really working and engaged. Again, draw the core muscles in like you're pulling your belly down towards your spine. You feel those muscles get hard. Squeeze your butt cheeks, push your heels down into the floor and lift up for bridge pose. So this isn't a big yoga bridge. This is just a bridge to work the muscles in the back of the pelvis, the big butt muscles. So push through your heels, squeeze your butt muscles, keep your core muscles strong. I'm not going into a back bend in my upper back. My upper back is still on the floor. Slowly lower your butt back down. Right, once it touches, go right back up. Squeeze your butt cheeks, push your heels down into the floor. Belly stays strong. You shouldn't feel any discomfort in your low back. If you do, don't lift up so much or engage your glutes more. Slowly lower down. Right when your butt touches, lift right back up. Squeeze your heels down into the floor. Squeeze your butt muscles, lift up. Slowly lower down. Again, right when your butt touches, go right back up. Squeeze your butt, push through your heels, lift up. Slowly lower, one more. As soon as your butt touches, lift right back up. Push down into your heels, squeeze your butt cheeks, lift up. Core is strong, so you can even use your hands and make sure that they're engaged right inside of those bones. And then slowly lower. Make both legs straight. Take your arms out to a T, out to your sides. You're going to lift your right leg straight up to the sky, like the sole of the foot can point straight up. Now you're going to reach your left arm like you could touch your right foot. Some of you might touch it, some of you might get halfway there. Slowly lower back down, and then go back up. Right leg, left foot, like you're going to reach across. Slowly lower back down. Keep that core nice and strong. Right leg, left foot, right foot, left hand. Slowly lower. 2 more. Pull that right leg up, pull that left arm, like you're reaching almost like a cross. You're twisting slightly towards the right. Slowly lower. 1 more time, reach that right leg up. It might not get all the way straight, and that's okay. Reach that left arm across, feel your core engage. Slowly lower. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So lift the left leg straight up. Again, it's okay if the left knee is slightly bent, if the backs of your legs are really tight. Now you're going to reach your right hand for your left foot. Pull, like you're pulling your whole torso to the left. You're twisting over, slowly lower. And again, right hand, left foot. Twist slightly to the left. Slowly lower. Again, right hand, left foot. Twist. Slowly lower. Sorry, I wasn't moving my foot at first. So lift the left leg. Reach the right arm. Lower both down. Lift the left leg. Reach the right arm across. Slowly lower. 1 more. Left leg up. Reach the right arm up towards that left foot. And then slowly lower. Bend both knees again. I'm going to give you options for your bridges here. So we'll start with where we were before. And then if you'd like to, you can make it more challenging. Squeeze your core. Squeeze your butt muscles. Lift your hips up off the floor for a bridge. You can stay right here like we did. Hold for about 5 seconds or lower. And then lower. Or you can kick your left leg straight out. So now you're just on your right leg. Single leg bridge. Bring that left foot down. Then kick the right leg forward. Single leg bridge. Try not to use your arms so much. So I'm going to put my arms across my chest so I'm not pushing down into the floor with them. Bring your right foot down. Slowly lower down. As soon as you touch, squeeze your butt muscles, lift back up. Push through that right foot. Reach your left leg forward. Hold. Really push that right foot into the floor. Don't let the left side of your pelvis drop. Bring your left foot back down. Push your left foot into the floor. Reach your right leg forward. Single leg bridge. Again, you could be doing the double leg option. You don't have to do this option. Bring the right foot back down. Slowly lower. Good strong core. Push down into your heels. Lift back up. Bridge. Keep the right foot down. Reach the left leg forward. So again, this feels a little groundless, but still try to find that grounded feeling by using your right butt muscle, using your core. Release that side. Keep the left leg down. Reach the right leg forward. Push into that left heel. Bring the right foot down. Slowly lower. 2 more. As soon as you touch, come back up. Squeeze your butt muscles. Keep the right leg there. Left leg forward. Bring the left foot down. Keep the right leg forward. Bring the right foot down. Slowly lower. Last one. As soon as you touch, go right back up. Squeeze your butt muscles. Pull your belly in strongly. Kick your left leg forward. Push into that right heel. Don't let the left pelvis drop to the floor. Bring that left foot back down. Keep the right leg forward. Push through the left heel. Notice if one side's harder than the other. Woo. Bring the right leg down. Slowly lower. Good job. Take your feet as wide as the sticky mat. Take your arms up to a T. Keep the knees bent. Drop the knees to the right. Windshield wipers. Squeeze your left butt and imagine you're lengthening your left knee away from your head. Feel the stretch through the front of the left hip, left low back. Inhale, come up. Other side. Keep your feet wide. Just drop your knees to the left. Squeeze your right butt muscle. Lengthen your right knee away from your head and feel the stretch through the front of the right hip, even into your right belly, right outer hip area, right low back. Feet are flexed. Good work. Inhale, come back up. Hug your right knee towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. Reach your left leg long. And then we're going to take it into a twist. So keep holding the knee in with your left hand and then pull that knee across your body so that you're almost on the outer edge of your left leg. Reach your right arm to the right. You're welcome to put like a block or a blanket or a pillow underneath that right knee to block it. Sometimes that feels like a little bit more grounded as you twist. Squeeze your left leg straight and strong and feel like your left foot extends away from your head. Feeling that twist through your spine. Inhale back to center. Now we'll switch sides. So hug the left knee in towards your chest, reach your right leg long. Keep that right leg straight and strong as you hug the knee in. Release your left hand, but keep hugging with the right hand. And then go across. So take that left leg across. Squeeze your right leg muscle. Push your right foot away from your head. Lengthen your head away from your foot as you twist. You can look over your left shoulder if that feels okay in your neck. Again, you can always put something underneath that left leg to block it. It might feel a little bit better. And then inhale to come up to center. If you have a block, grab a block. If you don't, get like a blanket or a towel, and you're gonna put it between your inner knees. Lift your feet up off the floor. You're squeezing your block or your blanket. Take your arms out to a T and keep your shoulders connected to the floor. Shift your butt slightly to the left side of your mat. If you did a little shimmy, lift the butt up and over to the left. Squeeze the block or squeeze the blanket, and then slowly start to bring your knees towards the right. This is not a twist that you just let the legs flop. You're engaging your core. You're keeping your left shoulder connected to the floor, and you're only bringing your knees over to the right as far as you can keep the left shoulder on the floor. Pull your belly in strongly. Imagine you could pull your knees up towards your right armpit more. Keep that left shoulder down. Keep your core engaged. Your legs are hovering. They're not on the floor. Good work. Inhale up. Shift your butt a little bit over to the right. Squeeze your block, squeeze your belly, drop your knees towards the left. Again, only go as far over as you can keep your right shoulder down. You've got to really engage your core muscles to twist your knees to the left, but not let your shoulder move. Squeeze your block, pull your knees up like you could pull them towards your left armpit. Use your core to inhale, come up. One more on each side. Shift your butt a little bit to the left. Squeeze your block, draw your knees towards the right. Draw them towards your right armpit, but keep the left shoulder on the floor. Don't let it lift. Pull your belly in. And then inhale, come up. Shift your butt a little bit to the right side of your mat. Squeeze your block, squeeze your belly. Shoulders stay down on the floor, especially that right shoulder. Keep it down. Now twist your knees to the left. Only go as far as you can keep that shoulder on the ground. Good, strong core. Twist your belly. Twist your knees over to the left. And then inhale to come back up. Bring your feet down to the floor. You can release the block. Roll onto your side. Press yourself up for downward facing dog. So now our core is super engaged, super turned on. It's going to work and support us in all the poses and the stretches that we do. So spread your fingers really wide, lift your hips way high to the sky, and if it feels good to kind of walk it out in your down dog, bend one knee, bend the other knee. I'm sort of shifting my hips side to side if that feels good. Now the whole time, keep your belly engaged, just like you did in those core exercises, like you're drawing, even below your belly button, you're drawing that area back towards your spine. And then settle into a static down dog, so you're no longer moving, you're just holding this position, you're breathing, your belly is strong, breath is steady. Take 2 more deep, long breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then walk your feet forward towards your hands, coming into a forward fold. It probably feels better to take your feet wider apart. We're not going to do a lot of forward folds today, so taking your feet wider apart, bending your knees feels a little bit better in your low back. Please do so. Even here though, draw your belly in. So I'm pulling my belly towards my spine as I fold forward. Don't just let gravity pull you down. You have to actively engage your core. Stay connected, stay grounded, even as gravity is drawing your torso down. Everybody give a little bit of a bend in your knees. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Walk your feet together. Make sure there's nothing behind you on your mat. Place your feet about hip distance apart. Bend your knees, sit back like you're sitting into a chair. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Pull your belly in real strong, so no big arching in your back. Pull your belly and ribs in, back is straight. You're welcome to stay here. You're welcome to reach your arms forward. You're welcome to reach your arms up. So lots of options. Stay heavy in your heels. Reach up through the fingertips and the top of the head. Maybe sitting a little bit lower, keeping the core really strong. And then stand up, straighten your legs, bring your arms back down. Again, bend your knees. This time, keep your hands at your thighs, good strong core. Shift your weight to the right foot. Step your left leg back, crescent lunge. Squeeze your left butt muscle, pull your belly in strong, reach your arms up, touch the sky. Crescent lunge. Push that right heel into the floor. Draw your belly in, reach up through the front of the belly, front of the torso, fingertips, reach up. Shift your weight forward into your front foot, slow motion, come back into your chair pose. You can keep your hands at your thighs. And then switch the weight, left foot, right foot steps back, crescent lunge. Squeeze your right glute, draw your belly in, reach up, touch the sky. Feel that stretch through the front of the right hip. If it feels better, you can keep a little bend in your right knee. If that feels better on your hip, it'll be less stretch. Good, strong control. Step forward. You can bring your hands to your thighs or keep your arms straight forward. Shift to the right foot again. Step your left foot back, crescent lunge. Squeeze your left butt muscle, reach up. This time you're going to reach over. So right hand comes to hip, and then reach up and over. Feeling that stretch through the whole front left part of your belly. Left hip. Inhale, come back up. Shift the weight forward, step forward. And then switch sides. Weight on the left foot, step the right foot back. Reach up. Bring your left hand to your hip, and then you can reach up and over on that right side. So side bending over, getting that big stretch through the front of the right hip, belly stays strong, breath steady. Inhale, come back up to center with control. Step forward, last chair pose. Bend your knees, sit back, pull your belly in, hang in there. Good strong core, push through your heels. And then stand up, straighten your legs, bring your arms back down by your sides. Whew. Okay, we're gonna do one more sequence like that, but if you want more, it might be a little bit more balancing. So if you want a wall, grab wall space. Let's bring the weight to the left foot first. Lift your right foot off the floor. Keep a little bend in your right knee. Keep a little bend in your left knee. Start to hinge forward, bring your torso forward towards the floor. Now start to extend the right leg straighter back behind you if that feels okay. Please keep the weight in the left heel. Now bend the right knee back in. Bring your torso upright. Again, hinge forward. Bring the torso towards the floor. Good, strong core. Put the weight in the left heel. Extend the right leg back. Bring the right knee back in. Bring the torso upright. That's 2. We got 3 more. Draw your belly in. Hinge forward. Put the weight in your left heel. Reach the right leg back or keep it bent. You don't have to straighten it. Bend the right knee. Bring the torso more upright. 2 more. Hinge forward. Weight in the left heel. You can reach the right leg back or stay right where you are. As you reach it back further, you'll feel it's harder. It feels a little bit more uncertain, a little bit more groundlessness. Bend that right knee in, come back right upright. Last one. Belly in, hinge forward. Put the weight in your left heel, left heel, left heel. Then you can straighten the right leg or keep it slightly bent. Hang in there. I know your left butt's probably burning. And then bend that right knee, come back upright. Whew. Okay, bring that right leg down. You can shake your left leg out. You probably felt it in your left foot really working, but also hopefully that left glute. Same thing on the other side. So you're on your right foot, give a little bend in your right knee, left foot's behind you. Lift the left foot up off the floor. As you hinge your torso forward, imagine your right butt goes back. So the weight goes back behind you, not in front of you. Then you can straighten the left leg or stay bent. Bend that left knee in, come upright. Hinge forward at your torso again. Weight in the right heel, stick your butt back behind you. You can stay with left knee bent or straighten. Belly strong. Bend the left knee in, come more upright. Hinge forward, bringing the torso towards the floor. Put the weight in the right heel. Extend the left leg back, that's 3. Bend that left knee in, bring the torso more upright. 2 more. Hinge forward, put the weight in the right heel. Good strong core, extend the left leg back. Bend the left knee in, bring the torso upright. Last one. Hinge at your hips, put the weight in the right heel. Extend the left leg back. Bend the left knee in, stand all the way upright. Good work. Release that foot down, shake it up. Come to face long ways on your mat. Setting up for side angle pose. So turn the right toes to face the front of the mat, left foot parallel to the back edge. Bend your right knee and bring your right elbow to rest on your right thigh. Good strong core. Pull your belly in. Tuck your imaginary tail under like you're wrapping your right butt underneath you. Reach your left arm long. Really push into that back foot. Squeeze your left glute as you reach that top arm alongside the ear. You're welcome to bring the right hand to the floor or to the block if that feels okay in your hip. As long as you can maintain that good strong core activation, as long as you can maintain tucking that tailbone under. Good work. Inhale, come up. Use your core to come up. Switch sides, side angle. Bend your left knee, left elbow rests on left thigh. Squeeze your right glute. Reach that right arm alongside the ear. Again, draw the belly in, tuck. So you really got to tuck and wrap your left butt underneath you. You'll feel your left butt engage. You'll feel your left core engage. So you're not just dropping onto that left arm. Use your core to stay lifted. Then you can bring the hand to the floor as long as, again, you don't just flop down onto that left leg. Deep breathing. Really use your core to inhale, come all the way back up. First side, setting up for a triangle pose. If you want to block, grab one. We're going to do triangle to half moon, so know that we're going to make that transition. Both legs are straight. Squeeze your thighs strong. Core is engaged. Start to hinge over your right leg, bringing your right hand to the block or to the floor. Really work on tucking and wrapping that right butt underneath you and feel how your core engages when you do this. Start with your left hand at your hip. See it for a moment and really engage, really tuck under with the right hand and see if your right hand can get a little bit light off the floor because you're so engaged in that right hip. If all that feels okay, you can reach your right arm alongside the ear. If all that feels okay, you can reach your left arm alongside the ear. If all that feels too much, do traditional triangle pose. To really get that arm up, you have to use your core. So to get this, ground this feeling of the arms off the floor, you have to stay engaged in the core. If your arms are lifted, bring the right hand down to the floor. Give a bend in your knee. You're going to shift your weight forward, coming into half moon pose. Keep the weight, just like you did in the Warrior Threes we played with. Keep your weight in your right heel. Left leg becomes parallel to the floor. Tuck, same thing you just did in triangle pose. Really tuck and wrap your right glute under. If you look down at the floor, maybe for a second, tucking under and engaging your right core so much you can get your right fingertips light off the floor. Maybe for a second, maybe for longer. Some of you might be able to reach the right arm alongside the ear. Some of you might be able to reach both arms alongside the ear. Obviously, both arms is harder, more groundlessness feeling, more uncertainty. Good, everybody bend your right knee. Slowly step back in a triangle. Give a little bend in your right knee. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Whew. My core's on fire. I don't know about anybody else. Let's try the other side. Left leg, point straight ahead. You can take your block. Both legs are straight. Squeeze your thigh muscle strong. Engage your core. Now start to hinge over the left leg. Left hand down. Keep your right hand at your hip. Again, you gotta tuck and wrap with so much action in the front leg and the left core. You can stay there with your hand on the ground, or you can play with maybe lifting for a second. If you reach it overhead, the physics of it's gonna make it harder because it's a longer lever. If you reach both arms overhead, it's even harder. It's more work for your core to hold you here. Tuck and wrap that left glute under. If that feels too much, do traditional triangle pose. Deep breath. If your arms are lifted, bring them down. Bend your left knee, shift your weight forward, coming into half moon. Balancing left hand, left foot. Right leg parallel to the floor. Keep a little bend in your left knee. Tuck so much on the left side. Tuck and wrap under in that left leg. If you look at the floor, it makes it a little bit easier to get those left fingertips off the floor. Some of you might be able to reach your left arm alongside the ear. Keep a little bend in that left knee. Some of you might be able to reach both arms alongside the ears. Whew. Good work. Bend the left knee. Step back, slow motion. Triangle pose. Little bend in the left knee. Inhale, come all the way up. Walk your feet together. Face forward at the front of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up, touch the sky. Wait for your exhale, little bend in your knees, fold forward. Touch the floor, forward fold. Again, if it feels better, take your feet wider apart. Take a few nice deep breaths in and out. Step both feet back into downward facing dog, hands flat. Lift your right leg off the floor. Then you're going to draw your right knee towards your nose, kind of like you're in high plank, but you're drawing that right knee in. You're squeezing your right heel towards your butt. Push down with your hands into the floor. Kick that right leg back again, three-legged dog. Now bring your right knee like you can touch your right elbow, coming forward into a plank. Squeeze your right heel towards your butt. Hold, breathe. Kick back, three-legged dog. Now bring your right knee towards the left elbow. Again, you're in a plank. You're pushing your hands into the floor. Squeeze your right knee to your left elbow. Squeeze your right heel to your butt. Good work. Press back, three-legged dog. Step your right foot between your hands. Bring your back knee down to the floor. If you want to pad your knee, please do so. Squeeze your left butt muscle. Reach your arms up, touch the sky. Really drive your right heel down to the floor. Feel like you can pull the right heel back. As you squeeze your left butt muscle, you might bend your right knee slightly more. You're welcome to stay right here, or you can bend your left knee, coming into a thigh stretch. Hold the outer edge of the foot, flare your toes, pull your heel towards your butt. Keep trying to squeeze that left glute muscle, squeeze your belly muscles. You're welcome to reach your right arm up. You're welcome to hold the foot with both hands. Deeper stretch, obviously bend your front knee more, but keep your core strong, keep that left glute strong. Open the front of the chest. Inhale to slowly release. Place your hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Second side, lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. Draw your left knee towards your nose, squeeze your left heel to your butt, and push your hands into the floor. Squeeze your right butt cheek as you're in this plank pose. Kick your left leg back, three-legged dog. Now bring your left knee towards your left elbow, squeeze your left butt towards your left heel. Good, strong core, push into the floor, hang in there. Good, press back, three-legged dog. Last one, draw the left knee towards the right elbow. Come forward like you're in a plank pose. Push into your hands, squeeze your right butt, push into your right toes. Good work, kick back, three-legged dog. Step your left foot forward between your hands, bring your back knee to the floor. Squeeze your right glute, tuck under, feel the stretch through the front of the right thigh and right hip. Reach your arms up, touch the sky. Drive your left heel into the floor, pretend like you could pull the left heel back as you bend the front knee forward. Some of you will stay here. Some of you will bend your right knee, coming into a thigh stretch. You can start with your left hand at your thigh, spread your right toes. As you pull in, keep your core strong, tuck your imaginary tail under to try to keep your right glute engaged. It's so, so hard. You can reach the left arm up. You can hold the foot with both hands, lots of options. You find the feeling of, okay, I feel grounded and stable, yet this is kind of scary. Things are uncertain, things are wavering. I can feel my body wavering side to side. And I'm okay with that. We get used to it, we get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Good work. Inhale to slowly release the foot. This time step back into top of a push-up plank pose. Lower all the way down, your knees first. Come all the way to your belly. Reach your arms back behind you. Palms face down to the floor. Tuck your imaginary tail to push your pubic bone into the floor more. Lift your arms up, lift your legs up, locust pose. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Squeeze your leg muscles to lift the legs higher. Look forward slightly, but look down at the floor. There shouldn't be any pain in the low back. If there is, don't lift up so high. Really push that pubic bone into the floor. And inhale, release. Press yourself back up to hands and knees. We're going to go through some plank on forearm variations. So we'll go through it probably 3 times. The first time I'll show it on my knees, so if you're not quite sure, you can watch. But know that we'll go through it a couple times. So you're going to come onto your elbows. Elbows underneath your shoulders. You can interlace your fingers or have your hands flat. And we're going to come into a plank, so you can either curl your toes under and lift your knees off the floor, or you can keep your knees down and just walk them back a little bit so they're angled behind you. So you're holding a front plank. You're pulling your belly in, you're squeezing your butt muscles, you're pushing into your elbows. You should feel your core engaged. You want to feel yourself shaking a little bit. Then we're going to come onto the left forearm, spin into a side plank. Again, I'm going to show with the knees bent, but your legs could be straight, or one leg could be straight. Push down into that left elbow, pull your belly in, squeeze your butt muscles so you're in a straight line. Your butt's not sticking back behind you. Good, strong core. Come back into a plank, front plank. Again, I'm showing it with knees on the floor, but you can be off. And then come to your right side plank. Knees are bent or straight, or one is straight. Push into that right elbow so you're not sinking to the floor. Pull your belly in, squeeze your butt muscles. Come back to front plank. So now I'm going to show it off my knees. Hold, breathe. You guys got this. Draw your belly in, squeeze your legs strong. Left elbow, side plank. You can stagger your legs. Don't let your whole left side drop to the floor. Keep it lifted. Come forward, front plank. Draw your belly in, squeeze your butt muscles. Side plank, right side. Come back, front plank. One more time for you, guys got this. Left side plank. You can stagger feet, you can have your knees bent. Draw your belly in, push into that left elbow. Front plank. Push into the elbows, pull the belly in, squeeze your legs strong. Right side plank. Push into that right elbow. Don't let the right side of your body sink to the floor. Come forward, front plank, lower to your knees, and then come all the way to your belly. Whew. Place your hands on either side of your chest. Spread your fingers. Push the tops of your feet down. Tuck your imaginary tail under. Draw your shoulders down your back. Inhale, come up, cobra. So stretch out your belly muscles after all that work. Draw the shoulder blades down away from your ears. Push into your hands. You might not lift up any higher, but as if you could lift up higher away from the floor. Squeeze your butt muscles. Whew. hard to breathe in this pose, I know. And inhale to release. Just rest all the way in your belly. Take a moment, feel the ground. Let your heartbeat settle, let your heart rate settle. So we do things that are challenging, right? You feel the physical challenge in your body. It feels a little crazy, wild, difficult. And then there's a moment of rest, feeling of safety. The same thing's happening all around us in life. We have these moments where we feel grounded and safe and stable and certain. And then there's moments it all feels a little wild and crazy. That is life. And we get more and more skillful at navigating that. So this physical practice just mimics what's happening around us in the world. Press yourself back up into downward facing dog. Full stretch. Hips high. If anybody wants to be near a wall, we're going to play with three-legged dog, or if anybody wants to practice kicking up in a handstand and you want to be near a wall, now would be a time to set yourself up. So option one is you're in downward facing dog, you lift the left leg up and you hold. Squeeze your legs towards each other, pull your belly in strong. You would hold for about 5 breaths and then switch. Option two, walk your feet in a little bit closer, so you're in this narrow down dog. Lift your left leg up into the sky. It's kind of like you're in standing split, but you're in your tippy toe, your right foot. Draw your belly in. And then you'd switch sides, holding each for about 5 breaths. Come onto the tippy toes of the left foot and reach the right leg up. So again, you're kind of in standing split with the right leg high to the sky. So you can play with that a little bit and then take a child's pose break. And then go back to either just regular three-legged dog or walking in, standing split, lifting the leg up. If you're in standing split, lifting the leg up, some of you might take little baby hops where I bend the bottom knee and I shoot the other leg up to the sky. And this is why you might want to have a wall nearby to play with kicking up, which feels a little scary and groundless. And sometimes you even have to take a step with your hand to maintain your balance. And you play with kicking up and catching air for a second. And then you do the other side and it's like, oh my gosh, this is even worse. I feel totally groundless with this leg. It's a lot harder for me. And again, some of you might be in three-legged dog, playing there, holding there, breathing there, getting stronger there. If you're playing with hopping, or handstandish type things, finish that second side, and then everybody come down to hands and knees, child's pose. So again, let your heart rate settle, let your breathing rate settle. You're allowing your body to practice moving through these grounded, safe feelings, and uncertain, wild, scary feelings. And the whole time you're breathing through it. The breath is the constant. It's always there. Come to take a seated position, please. So you're sitting on your butt. Your feet are in front of you. I'm going to give lots of options here. You find the option that you feel like you can keep your form the best. So we're going to do different versions of boat pose. Sit up nice and tall. You feel like you're on the butt bones underneath you. Start with your hands behind you. Open your chest forward. This is a core. So you're engaging your core right here and holding yourself here. This is core work. You can stay here. You can reach your arms forward. More core work, reaching your arms forward. You can bring your hands back down and lift your left foot off the floor. Keep the left knee bent. Lift the right foot off the floor. My hands are still behind me. I'm sitting up tall. or you can play with reaching your arms forward. Keep your belly engaged, keep your spine long, try not to roll backwards. You can even hold behind the legs. This is a nice way to do it. Hold behind the legs, push your legs into your hands, and help yourself sit up taller. Some of you can play with straightening one leg, straightening the other leg. Lots of options. Breathe, hang in there, we're almost done. Or you can maybe lift both legs up. Pull your belly in, reach your spine tall. Please don't roll back. As soon as you roll back, go to an easier step. Take a little break. Hang in there, you got about 10 more seconds. Pick the version you can hold. If your legs are forward, push forward. Push into those feet. Good work, release your feet back down. Whew. Place your hands behind you so that your thumb faces your butt and your fingertips point to the sides of the mat. Feet are flat on the floor. Push down into your hands and lift your chest forward. You can stay right here, or you can push into your feet and start to lift your hips off the floor. Squeeze your butt cheeks, push your heels down. Some of you might start to lift your hips so that they're parallel to the floor. You can look down at your belly. You can look up at the sky. You can look back behind you, whatever feels best for you. Squeeze your butt muscles, lift your hips up. Good work. Inhale to slowly release down, and then come to lay on your back. Bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. So now we'll do sort of a yoga bridge. So you can go up higher this time, or you can do what we were doing before and not go up so high. Either way is fine. Feet flat on the floor. Arms by your side, bend your elbows. Push down into your feet, squeeze your butt muscles, lift your hips up, bridge pose. Now you can push down with your arms to lift your heart towards your chin. You can hold the sides of the mat and shimmy your shoulders underneath of you a little bit. Pretend like you can pull the mat apart right to left. You're welcome to interlace your fingers underneath of you. If you're doing that, keep a little bend in your elbows as you do so. Squeeze your butt, lift up. Open your heart towards your chin. Shouldn't be any pain in your low back. If there is, come down, or try to engage your core more, or try to engage your butt more. To come out of it, slowly shimmy your shoulders out, lower your hips down, one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just pause. Deep breaths. Recover. Ground back down. You're going to do one more back bend. That means you can do bridge pose, like we just did. That means you can do supported bridge pose and put a block underneath your butt. If you're feeling like you want to do full Urdhva Dhanurasana or wheel pose, you can go for it. I'm doing that pose, and I know that pose, and I'm going to put a blanket underneath my hands, roll up a blanket. So do what feels best for you. If you're not familiar with wheel pose, please don't do it today. This isn't the day to try. So pick whatever bridge pose feels like it's best for you right now this morning. Whichever option you're choosing, unless you're in supported bridge, if you're in regular bridge or full Urdhva, really squeeze your butt muscles. Pull your belly in as you open your heart back behind you more. If you're in supported bridge, just hold it and breathe and really don't do anything. Whichever option, try to find a long, deep breath. Even if it's really challenging, even if it feels really difficult, uncomfortable to hold the pose and be in the pose. Slowly lower down if you're in regular bridge or full Urdhva. If you're in supported bridge, just hold it there a little bit longer. If you're in supported bridge, please lift your hips up and slide the block away from your low back, and then slowly bring your butt back down to the floor. Everybody take your feet as wide as the sticky mat. Drop your knees to the right. Coming into windshield wipers again. We did this already today. Flex your feet. Squeeze your left glute. Lengthen your left leg away from you. If it's okay in your neck, you can look over your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Keep the feet wide, drop the knees to the left. Flex both feet, look over your right shoulder if that's okay in your neck. Inhale, come back to center. Hug both knees in towards your chest, give them a squeeze. You can even rock side to side a little bit or take your knees wide apart. Kind of like you're doing child's pose, but you're on your back. Feels nice to take the knees wide. Makes it a little bit easier. You can keep your low back on the ground a little bit easier. Try to feel that low back on the floor. Take some deep breaths. Breathe back into your low back as you're drawing the knees wide. And then slowly release your legs. Allow the legs to straighten out in front of you for Shavasana. So Shavasana can feel like a really grounded, safe experience. But it's also a time that you're left quiet with your thoughts, so it can feel a little bit scary, uncomfortable. Notice your desire to know things and to control things. It's totally natural. Human tendency. We want to feel safe and secure. But you know you've been through enough, you've experienced enough, and you know how strong you are, resilient, and how you can overcome these experiences and challenges of feeling uncomfortable, of not knowing, of not being in control. And we just draw on those experiences and we remember our ability to move through that and to be okay with it. We've all done it, and there's going to probably be at least another year of doing this. But think of every day as just a practice. We're getting more skillful at navigating it. We're getting more comfortable at being okay with it every time we experience it. And you remember all the skills that you've learned in the practice of yoga, of being mindful of your breath, watching it inhale and exhale. Of feeling the sensation of your physical body. And experiencing the subtleness of your experience inside your body. Feeling the space and the air around your physical body. So those are all ways to be mindful and to pay attention. To become more aware and awake in your experience. Those are all skills that you can use when you're feeling groundless, uncomfortable, uncertain. Come back to your breath. Come back to sensation in your body and around your body. And bring your attention back to sound. Allow your breath to deepen. And slowly move and stretch in any ways that feel best for you. Eventually bend your knees, roll to your side. Rest there for a few moments. Thank your body for its support in all the ways that it deals with uncertainty and groundlessness every day. And bow into your own heart and your own efforts in navigating these waters. Use your hands to press yourself back up to a seated position. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. With my whole heart, I thank you so much for joining and being here with me and with each other to do this practice and to remind yourself how strong and resilient that you are. The light that is me bows to the light that is you. Namaste.